Assalamualaikum and a very good day. Greetings to Mr. Chong Chun Kiong, Student Councillor of Wesley Methodist School Penang International, our honourable panellists, Captain Fajim Jufa Muhammad Mustafa Kamal, Flight Instructor, and Captain Maxim Omar Van Haren, Ground Instructor, both from BATS Aviation. Distinguished students from Wesley Methodist School Penang International, and to everyone who are willing to spend their precious time on this program. Welcome to the virtual career talk with Wesley Methodist School Penang International, a program that is organized by BATS Aviation Sdn Bhd. BATS Aviation is a flight training academy providing world-class training and facilities for student pilots. My name is Zakira, and I'm a PR and marketing executive at BATS Aviation. I will be the moderator for today's virtual career talk program. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope all of you are in wonderful health and safe at your own comfortable places. First and foremost, on behalf of BATS Aviation, I would like to thank to the management of Wesley Methodist School Penang International for giving us the opportunity to hold this career talk with the student of yours. Before we begin, here is an announcement. During the event, the audience can submit questions by typing your question into the live chat section. We will bring the question at the end of the program. Rest assured that the speaker will answer your questions. Next, show the career talk agenda on the slide. All right, I'm sure the students are excited and keen to learn about life as a pilot, am I right? So without further ado, I would like to welcome our first panelist, namely Captain Fajim Jufa Muhammad Mustafa Kamal, flight instructor, to share his experience as a pilot and to share with us on why become a pilot. Captain, the floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Captain Fajim Jufa. I was a Air Force Lieutenant Colonel. I flew MiG-29s in the Air Force. I also flew the Hawks 208 and 108. And I also flew the MIKs, and I was a flight instructor in Pilatus PC-7 in Aramaya Flying School. I was categorized as an A category flight instructor by the Central Flying School UK, and now I worked in the Air Force for 30 years before I decided to retire. So I have amassed almost over 3,000 hours, and over 1,000 hours was instructing. Okay, here are my snapshots of what I was in the Air Force. I was knighted by the King in 2009, and I was awarded a few medals, as you can see there, in the top right, down right. And I was also the pioneer on the Hawks 6th Squadron in Kuantan. So overall, I was, I can say, quite experienced in flying fighters, and also I amassed a lot of hours instructing. So let's cut to the chase. Why become a pilot? As you all know, why do we need to become a pilot? Or why a pilot and not become an engineer or architect or doctor? Okay, so let's say this. To become a pilot is the second highest grossing salary in the world after a doctor. Okay, so and it only takes 2 years for you guys to go in from high school student straight away into the job sector. Likewise, your counterparts who will be working in or studying in university, they'll take another 2 years to complete their university, and they will start working at a junior level executive, or if they get a good job. But as you who graduates straight away, you will become a first officer. First officer, and it offers quite attractive pay if you are in the airline, and we will get into the pay scheme later on. Also, you will be having the opportunity to travel. Even as a cadet in the airlines, you can travel, and you'll be flying lots of hours, and you'll be flying a big aircraft if you get an airline, and you'll be obviously meeting a lot of people, everyone, and you'll be experiencing your full life to the full. And why become a pilot now and not later? That's a big question because of the downturn in the aviation industry now, because there's a study been made by CAE and also by Boeing, and there's a Wyman report already out. So from 2020 up to 2030, there will be a 13% increase from now, faster than any other occupation. This is talking about comparing to other occupations. Okay, being an airline pilot is the fastest growing occupation. And then also by 2025, there will be a global gap of 34,000 airline pilots. 34,000, and I might add, the pandemic here now is only a short term. Once the borders open, and the airlines will be having a lot of vacuum, trying to fill up their spots in the airline. So, like I said, this will be a very good opportunity to go in the flying school now, because in 2 years' time, you won't get the job now, but in 2 years' time, there'll be 2023. We expect the airline industry will be already booming again. And as you can see now, the airlines already have been calling back some of the pilots. For example, I think the closest is AirAsia. They have been calling back their senior pilots according to the seniority, coming back into the line, operational duty. And Emirates already having a vacuum because they already opened up their borders. And as you can see, a lot of travel agencies starting to open up and start offering travel tours. So this is a very good prospect for why you need to become a pilot now. So besides becoming an airline pilot, we have other job opportunities which pays well also. For example, if you can become a general aviation pilot. General aviation pilot is other than becoming an airline pilot. For example, as you can see in the slide here, you can become an executive jet pilot, where there's a lot of owners in Malaysia who owns a jet aircraft, and they need pilots to fly them around for businesses. And also there's also small aircraft, but big companies, small aircraft, flying transport aircraft, such as the Cessna over there, recreational. They will transport to small airfields, for example, Tioman or Pangkor. And this also pays well. Also, you can be a crop duster also. Also, it's very challenging. And a cargo pilot also. And these are all well created jobs for why you need to become a pilot now. So there you go. There's an agriculture pilot. You don't believe it, but there are aircraft doing crop spraying in Malaysia, especially in Pahang area and Johor, because the vast area of the area is plantations. So now I hand over to Captain Max. Oh, I, yeah, to give him his part of the career talk. Captain
All
Max.
right. All right. Thank you, Captain Fajim, for interesting stories and valuable knowledge indeed. I'm sure the audience now have a clear picture of being a pilot. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite Captain Maxim Omar Van Heren, ground instructor, to deliver his briefing on path to become a pilot. Captain, please welcome.
All right, thank you. Okay, so thank you to BATS for giving me the opportunity to speak today, and thank you to Wesley Methodist International for having me as well. It's a great honor to be here. So my name is Captain Max. I've been a pilot for 10 years, and I am a ground instructor at BATS Aviation. So if you decide to join BATS Aviation, I'll be the one doing all of your ground school. So my background in aviation is a little bit different from Captain Fajim's. I have worked at flying clubs. I have been doing aerial tours, charter flying. I've done instrument calibration flying, aerial photography, and also I was a skydive pilot for a year, which was very thrilling as well. People used to jump out of my aircraft at 10,000 feet. Okay, but right now I'm a ground instructor at BATS Aviation. Okay, so these are a few pictures from my career so far. In the bottom right, that was me during my graduation day. I studied at Asia Pacific Flight Training, graduated from there, and in the top left, that was me during my studies. That was me during a navigation flight. You can see the map there. And then in the bottom left, that was a picture taken by one of the skydivers just before they're going for their jump. And in the center bottom picture, that is me when I was doing a ferry flight. And so a ferry flight is when you're transporting an aircraft that needs repairs. You're transporting it to somewhere where they're going to do repairs on it. And in the top right, that was at my previous job with Systematic Aviation Services. I'm not sure where I was flying to. I believe I was flying to Pangkor on this flight. All right, okay. Oh, this brings back some really good memories. So bottom right, that was me flying with a flying club. I was doing aerial tours at this time. This was in 2016. And in the top left is one of my happiest memories. I flew my dad around in Kota Baru in Kelantan. This was just after I graduated. And in the top right is another picture of me with the skydiving gang. This was also a few seconds before the man screaming in the picture is about to jump out. And in the bottom left was me in Tioman, getting our aircraft ready, getting it clean before our passengers arrive, before I fly them all the way back to Subang. All right, okay. Brings back a lot of good memories. Okay, now I'm going to be talking about the actual path to become a pilot. So, qualification-wise, if you're taking your SPM or any equivalent like the O levels, you need to have 5 credits in. One of them has to be in English, another one has to be in mathematics. Science subject, it can be any science subject, physics, chemistry, biology, could even be general science if you're an art student, and any 2 other subjects. So just these three: English, math, science, and any two other subjects. Okay, and as for your medical requirements, pilots have to be physically and mentally fit, and you need a minimum height of 158 centimeters. And very important, you can wear glasses. As you can see, both me and Captain Fajim wear very big glasses. But you must not be colorblind, and your distant visual acuity with or without correction has to be 6/9 or better in each eye separately. And binocular visual acuity still has to be 6/6 or better. So that means wearing spectacles, you still have average vision, 6/6 vision. Okay. All right, and now we're going into the actual pilot studies. So these licenses are prerequisites for employment as a pilot in any of the commercial airlines. So you need at least the CPL-IR, which is a commercial pilot license with instrument rating. And once you have finished all of your ATPL papers, you'll have your frozen airline transport pilot license. The total course duration is about 2 years, 23 months. This is quite a conservative estimate by us. If you manage to finish all your papers at the first try and you get good weather and aircraft is all serviceable, you could even finish faster than 23 months. I've seen people at my previous flight school finish in less than 18 months even. But this is a pretty conservative estimate, so 23 months. So the theoretical syllabus, the theoretical knowledge syllabus, which is our ground training, this takes about 750 hours over a period of 6 months. Very intense. So a lot of exams you'll need to go through. And the actual practical part, the fun part, nobody likes the theory, everybody wants to fly. The actual flying training is 200 hours, which is done over a period of 17 months. And again, we don't have that many students at the moment. If you join us right now, you'll probably be able to finish your flying training in a lot faster than 17 months. And here are our ground. This is the ground theory portion. These are the subjects that I'll be teaching you. So it's divided into 4 phases: Phase 1A, Phase 1B, Phase 2A, and Phase 2B. So for Phase 1A, you'll be learning... Okay, so in Phase 2A... All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay, Phase 1A. You'll be learning principles of flights, which deals with aerodynamics and how airplanes fly. I'll be teaching you airframes and systems, which is all about the systems of the aircrafts. I'll be teaching aircraft electrics as well, which talks about all of the electrical systems. And also power plant. Power plant is just a fancy word for engines. So VFR and IFR communications, this deals with how we talk to the tower when we're flying. And in Phase 1B, which is 180 hours, this one consists of meteorology, because as a pilot, it's very important to be knowledgeable about the weather, human performance and limitations, which deals with our body and its limitations, and aircraft general knowledge, instrumentation. And instrumentation deals with all of the instruments that you'll be using as you are flying in the aircraft. Okay, so that's it for Phase 1A and Phase 1B. So Phase 2A begins after Phase 1B. So general navigation, which is another name for it is classic navigation, which is done with usually with maps and looking out the window. And radio navigation deals with navigating via like ground stations. So you're flying at very high altitudes, like 40,000 feet, and you're navigating using the navigational aids on the ground. So mass and balance deals with the, as the name implies, mass and balance of the aircraft. It's important that an aircraft is loaded properly so that it's able to, take off and land, that it's proper at its proper weight. Ops procedures, which deals with the operational procedures. Flight planning, which deals with, well, as the name implies, flight planning for our flights. Aircraft performance, dealing with aircraft performance. Air law. While we're not studying to become lawyers, we still need to know about air law. We also have upset prevention and recovery training. And once you've finished all of your ground papers, we'll be doing our type technical exams, which is for the P828 Warrior, which is what you'll be flying for your single engine phase. You need to pass the type technical exam before you actually start flying. And once you finished your single engine flying, you'll be doing your type technical on the P834, which is the multi-engine aircraft training. Okay, so that concludes it for the ground school. So now on to the flying. So in phase 1, you'll be flying our single engine Piper Warrior for 45 hours till you get your PPL. After that, you'll be moving on to your CPL flying, which will also be done on the single engine aircraft, another 120 hours, with 30 hours being on the simulator. Usually we were practicing emergencies on the simulator, things that won't be practical on the actual aircraft. So, and phase 3, which is the IR level, once you've already gotten your single engine CPL, you'll be doing your multi-engine training, which is your last 35 hours with 10 hours on the simulator. Okay, so after all that, congratulations, you've made it. You're a pilot. You can already apply to all of the airlines. Okay, so, all right, now I'll hand it over to our moderator. We can watch the BATS corporate video. All right. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the corporate video. I know I did. It's really cool. All right. So just a bit of background who we are. BATS Aviation. So BATS Aviation, we're a flying academy that provides aviation training to meet the needs of both airline and aspiring pilots. And we are located in the lovely town of Ipoh, Perak. And we are approved by Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia as an approved training organization, flight training organization, ATO, FTO. And we have also, we've signed a memorandum of understanding with Malaysia Airlines Academy in December of 2020. So BATS and Malaysia Airline Academy will collaborate on three main scopes, which are flight simulators, training equipment, and facilities partnership, and collaboration with third party on higher learning institution on aviation-related diploma or degree programs. So you'll be able to come here and get a diploma or a degree in addition to your pilot studies. So, okay, that's covered our collaboration. So these are our facilities. This is our Theoretical Knowledge Center. So our Theoretical Knowledge Center is located at level 3 of Wisma Octagon at Jalan Raja Ikram in Ipoh, Perak. So the Octagon is the tallest building in Ipoh. And this is what it looks like in the top left. And in the top right, this is our classroom. It's got state-of-the-art projector, where we can also do e-learning. Bottom left is our exam hall, and bottom right is the students' accommodation. So students stay in the very top floor of the Octagon, the penthouse, basically. It's very nice. So this is our flight training center. So once we are done with our theoretical knowledge training, you'll be going to the flight training center. So this is our hangar on the left, and on the top right is our PA-34, our Piper Seneca, and on the bottom right is our hangar at night. So yeah, very nice. So on the left, here is our Piper Warrior PA-28. This is what you'll be flying for your single engine CPL and PPL phases. And on the bottom right is our Piper Seneca PA-34. This is where on this aircraft, you'll be doing your multi-engine training and for your instrument rating. Okay, and here is our Entrol 1000, our FMPT. An FMPT stands for Flight Navigation Procedural Trainer. And we use the simulator to prepare our students before they transition to the bigger Piper Seneca after their single engine training. So yeah, state-of-the-art simulator, very nice simulator. Brand new, just came in about a month or two ago, so it's still fresh out of the oven, as they say. Okay, so all right, so that brings an end to our presentation about BATS Aviation, different paths to become a pilot, and why become a pilot. So I hope everyone has enjoyed the talk so far. And now we're going to open it to the floor for any questions that our viewers might have asked. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Captain Max, for the informative and interesting talk. Hopefully, the information granted just now will be beneficial and guide the student to take steps in pursuing the dream of becoming a pilot one day. Good willing. Now it's time for question and answer session. So the first question is from Rebecca Chan. She asks, what kind of challenge you face during this career and also the period of learning?
Okay, shall I answer that?
Yeah,
Go
sure.
for it. Yeah.
Okay, Rebecca. Good afternoon. I'm Captain Fajim. So that's a very good question asked by Rebecca. What kind of challenges we will face during this career, and also during the period of learning. First of all, let's go while learning. While learning, the challenges will be, of course, obviously, to pass your exams. But don't worry, the exams are very, very structured. They are not meant to fail you. They are guide as prepares you for the actual flying. So that will be the challenges. But for you guys, the young persons, there will be no problem. You just absorb like a sponge because I've been going to exams because as from military pilot going to civilian pilot also have to take the exam to get a license. So what happened was I sat in the exam hall and 10 minutes later all these young guys just left. They already answered and I had like 1 hour to go. So that's one of the challenges. Not challenges for you guys, challenges for old guys like me. Okay, for the period of while you are flying as a in the flying phase, well, the challenges. It's not challenges. It's an adventure. It's not the destination. It's the journey. So we are here to guide you to pass. The aim is not to fail you because in aviation, given time, even a monkey can fly. So here the flying part is what you call a vocational training. It is skill based. So we will train you uh, until you have a motor skill to fly the aircraft. And if you cannot, we will train you until you get it. Because there's no failure in civil flying. You will be trained and trained and trained until you can do it. So some to add some of it will be challenges during flying will be in once you what you call be operational when you go to airlines. The challenges will be having to check in, check out of the hotel, and that will be a mundane task for you. And also, you might also sometimes left your baggage at home. You forgot to bring your luggage. You have to buy a new one at a new destination. So, being a pilot is not hard because the flying training part is all vocational, all skill. It's no more academic because academic you pass the academic phase. Now it's all going to uh, learn how the motoring skill, how to become a pilot. Okay, next question, please.
Okay. Next question from Charles. He asks, as a commercial pilot, how long are the working hours per day on average?
Okay, shall I answer that or Max? I'll answer that. Okay, for a commercial pilot, they don't go by days; they go by hours. All right. If you don't have a flight, you don't go to work. So if you have a sortie plan for you, your working hours is 15 hours. 15 hours crew duty time. Let's say you fly from here to US, or and then you hit 15 hours. That will be your maximum time to fly or work. And there's a crew rest time, mandatory crew rest time for you to rest, which is 12 hours. So if you work from 9 a.m. and then you work until 12 midnight, you must have a rest up until 12 the next afternoon. That is the law. That's why we learn the air law. All right. So there's no working days. It's all flying hours only. Okay. Any more questions? Oh, I can see some here from Aloysius. Correct. When you're flying, what time zone do pilots use? Okay. good question. And we use the Zulu time, which is Greenwich Mean Time, which is starting from London. So it's all +8. So now it's like 4. What time is it now, Max, in Zulu time?
Okay, so right now it is 8 o'clock
It's
Zulu. So
8 a.m.
8:07, 8 a.m. Yeah,
8:00.
Zulu time.
Yes. Yes. Just testing the ground instructor.
Interesting.
I
I
teach
just
this
know about
subject.
that.
So.
Okay. Okay. Any
Okay. Yes.
Benjamin
Yeah.
Chang
Indeed.
is asking there. Is there
Yeah.
any age restriction? Well, uh, it is better than the JPJ age limit. I bet you.
I can
Seriously, because my
I can
daughter
answer
even
it.
can get a driver's license now because the she's past 18. The age restriction is 17 to become to enter a flying school. So you guys can already become a student now, and maximum is 65. So at any age you can join a airline. So I think Charlie So has a question. Max, you care to answer that question?
Hold on. Which
Yes.
question is this?
Yeah, there's a question from Charlie's again. Do pilot find it hard to manage life commitments, for example, relationship, family, considering they are away from home while flying?
Okay. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, it's a very good question. Okay, so okay, pilots like so for like if you're working for like just doing domestic flights, like if you're working for an airline like Firefly or Air Asia, you're usually back home on the same day you leave for work. So you might leave in the morning, and then you'll be back in the evening. So it's you can still manage to live a nice home life. But if you're flying, like long haul flights, flying overseas, crossing lots of time zones, you might only be around for a few days at a time, then it might be a little bit more tricky. But it's just tricky. It's not impossible. I know plenty of pilots that they're away for long periods of time, but when they're back home, they spend all of their time off with their family. So it depends on you. So
If I may add, Max, to
please.
manage it, you compensate it with the money you give to your loved ones. And they'll be happy, just happy. Okay.
That's a good way to put it as well.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it's
also, just to add, there's a law. You cannot fly more than 100 hours per month.
that
So
is true.
you're limited. If you reach 100 hours by 20 days, you have 10 days relax
Oh
for that month.
yes, you still
Yeah.
have plenty of off days at home. So yeah,
Actually, plenty
and
of off days.
for a bit of love advice, this just depends on you and your partner. You have to have a lot of trust in each other, and nowadays we have the technology to always be able to keep in touch with each other through apps like WhatsApp. You can make video calls as well, so it's very easy to still stay in touch with your loved ones. So no problems there.
All
So
right.
Okay, any more
Okay.
questions?
Yeah, next questions from Adam. How about qualification to become a student pilot? I think this one Captain Max uh, have shared previously, but maybe
Sure.
Captain Max can recap again.
Sure. It's okay. Maybe Mr. Adam joined a bit late. That's
Mm-hmm.
totally fine. So just to recap that again, if you're taking your SPM or your O levels, you need at least 5 credits. Very important, 5 credits. And these credits have to be in English, mathematics, any science subject. It can be It can be chemistry, physics, biology, or it can be general science if you're an art student, um, and any other two subjects. So, but the mandatory ones are English, mathematics, any science subject, and two of any other subjects. 5 credits. All right. I hope I answered your question, Mr. Adam.
If I may add to Max's answer,
Yes,
it is
please.
only 5 credits. It's not 8 A's to go into doctor school or whatever. Only 5 credits, you can become a pilot. You don't have to become a nuclear scientist or whatever. Just 5 credits. Bear in mind, it's very easy because it's all skill training after this.
True, true. 5 credits. Make sure you study hard if you want to be a pilot.
Okay. Next question,
Great.
please.
Yeah, next question from Benjamin. Any special sort of treatment for family and friends when we are working as a pilot?
Oh, yes. So let me answer that. So, Benjamin, uh, your family and friends will expect you to treat them because they think you're rich. And because this is considered social tax, and you have to do that lah. And you are in society, not just your friends. You are considered executive level and above. Okay, it's very special treatment as a pilot.
All right. Again, questions from Benjamin. How does the airline company distribute the salary?
Oh, and going back to hold on, I think it was Benjamin's question that asked
Yes. Yes, on
about
salary.
special treatment for family. Okay, I can only speak for Malaysia Airlines because I have a lot of friends in Malaysia Airlines, and I had an uncle that worked for Malaysia Airlines. Family does get special benefits. So I think once per year, your spouse, your children, you'll be able to fly for free to anywhere you want once a year, and also you and your family will be able to get. You'll only have to pay 10% for any tickets that you want to fly with your airline.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's
depending on the
for
airline.
depending on the
Some
airline.
give,
But this one is for Malaysia Airlines.
yes.
Your mileage may vary. Depends on the airline. All right, that one is for Malaysia
So
Airlines.
Benjamin also asked about the salary, is it?
Yes, salary.
Okay, the airline obviously they bank in your salary. They base the salary based on flying hours. So the more you fly, the more you get. But that is also your basic salary. So for a flying officer, as a co-pilot, you may be starting. You start slow. The first year, maybe 8 to 9,000. But then you earn the flying allowance, maybe about 150, and the captain may get 230 to 300 ringgit per hour. So as a flying officer, you might end up 15,000 to 20,000 ringgit per month. And as a captain, they will get like more than 20 over thousand to 40,000, depending on the flying hours.
Yes. So you get a
Okay.
basic salary plus a different rate depending on how many hours or how many sectors you do. So the more you fly, the more you'll earn.
Yes. And Benjamin was
Yes.
asking, yeah,
I
if
think it's
something went
Charis.
wrong and stay in hospital, won't you have no salary? Okay, very, very good question. Very curious, Benjamin. Okay, you have a basic salary. Basic salary is already there, and you will not only you will just miss out on your flying allowances because you will not be flying. However, if you have a good insurance coverage, you'll be remunerated well. Okay, that's all the best thing that they can do now. Okay, any more questions?
Yeah, there's another one more question from Charlie's. Just curious, will flight school be training one for SOIA and PRM approaches even though not many airports have them? Well, to be frank, I am not sure what is mean by SOIA and PRM. So any idea, Captain?
Okay, we will train for all type of approaches, and we will prepare you for all kind of situations. So even if you don't have, I mean, the airport doesn't have, we will still train because if even if Inipo doesn't have that facility, we have the simulators. The simulator will be able to handle it anywhere in the world. We can go anywhere in the world and train for that type of approaches. So this is not a problem for us because simulators are rated also. Is accredited as your flying hours. Okay, anything else? Oh, from Rebecca, is it? Okay, Rebecca. If I get lots of complaint, will it affect my salary? Okay, first of all, if you get a complaint, first of all, it will affect the first. There's a look at the one view is the if complaint from the captain, then the company will have to look into it. Okay, and there'll be a retraining or something like that. But if you get the complaint to the airline, the captain will have to answer for it. The first officer will be covered by the captain. So there are levels and levels of complaint where it will go. So it will affect only your salary if you are grounded. If you are grounded because of you did something stupid like taxi into the wrong land into the wrong airport or something like that, there have been cases. Okay, then you'll be like investigated by the civil authorities.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I found this question very interesting from Charlie's. Does it sometimes get boring for pilot when you are just in the sky for so long and all you see is the blue and white, and autopilot is the one flying the plane? So,
Oh,
ah.
very good question. Okay, when you are a pilot, you will miss the adrenaline rush. Okay, it will never get boring for a pilot to fly. You will miss the flying experience. There are so many things to do. Even for an 8-hour flight, there's still sectors and sectors of the section of the flight where you have to do things. There are you got to plan and you got to talk to the agencies. Is you don't have time to really doze off or something like that because of it's a job. It's a full-time job. Okay, and it's I never get tired of flying. I just miss flying, and even if I smell the smell of fumes, I get high because I miss that smell of flying the engines.
Oh
Okay,
yes,
Charlie.
I definitely agree with Captain Fajim. It still, I've been flying for a decade now, and still doesn't get boring. It's still a lot of fun. Advancing the throttle fully forward, rolling down the runway, taking off. It's a thrill that never gets old. And even when you're flying on autopilot for many hours at a time, there's still a surprising amount of work that needs to be done. Just like Captain Fajim mentioned, there's a lot of planning, a lot of calculations, things like checking the weather, getting familiar with the procedures and to the destination that you're flying. It's still a lot of work, even though your autopilot is on. So yeah, you don't have to worry about getting bored. There's a lot of stuff to do. Don't worry. Okay, so any more questions?
All right. I think we are good for now. Okay. So thank you to both our panelists for answering the question posed by the audience. Okay. So moving on. Next slide. Okay. So as shown on the slide is our contact details. You can approach us by call or WhatsApp to the number as shown, or else send us an email to the email address stated. Well, we heard some of you are interested in becoming a pilot. Worry not, let your dreams take flight. First thing first, we encourage you to visit our website at www.batsaviation.com.my and then fill out the application form where you can find it on the inquiries page. Dear student, reach us now for a special offer from us. All right. In addition, we also have a list of social media that you can follow to find out exciting news and updates about BATS Aviation. Okay, do follow us, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's wrap up for our visual career talk. I would like to apologize for any shortcomings throughout the event. On behalf of BATS Aviation, thank you all for making time to join us today. It's been our pleasure to host this program, and we hope you have learned and enjoyed the session with the speaker. Finally, all the best to the student of Wesley Methodist School Penang International for your studies. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Rebecca.